It's Monday. It's morning.
And it is Macabre. Welcome back to Monday Morning Macabre, the show where we talk about stuff in a spooky stuff in a
The spooky stuff.
the spooky stuff in the fun way. This is Darcy, and that's Scones.
Hello.
Scones, say hello, Scones.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Scones.
It's like with my daughter, where I'm like, say thank you.
I'm like, no. And I bury my head,
Like,
and you're like,
Scones. You say thank you to that nice lady. So that's at the Shaw's checkout.
and then by the end of it, you're screaming at her to say hello to this woman who's feeling super awkward.
Yeah, and she's like, did I make this happen?
She doesn't have to say hi to me, and you're like, no.
And I'm like, she does. She needs to learn something.
She
It's called
will say
manners.
hi.
Yeah, that's parenting, everybody. Make everyone
The
you
good
know.
kind, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the kind that, you want.
That fucking matters.
I treat everyone like my 2.5-year-old daughter. So, really good job on the intro, Scones.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
You can have a snack.
Oh, rad.
All right, it's not too.
You're getting a snack too, Phil?
Yeah, the hot car, the normal cars,
Oh.
but the spicy version.
Too spicy?
Yeah,
It's too
so
spicy. Need some
it's
blue
like-
cheese dressing for it.
He wants a car so hot. He needs
Car so
celery and
hot.
blue cheese.
Motherfucker's trying to find it.
That shit's cray. Wait, that shit's cray.
That's what I'm hearing. That's what people are talking about.
Could you imagine saying that shit's cray in a song and thinking like, I'm a cool person for doing it?
Oh, at least two people did
Hey.
on the same album.
And I think I might know who they are. Tonight on 60 Minutes.
Me and Darce recreate.
We're going to record our EP tonight,
Watch
everybody.
the Throne. Yeah.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Scones is going on a road trip.
Bear hunt.
Oh, he's going to catch a big one.
Yo, it's gonna be huge.
Sheesh. He's road tripping to festival. I don't know if
I
you want to.
am.
I don't
I'm
know how much
going
information you want to
to-
give away.
I'm going to a music festival this weekend. Try and find. It's a Where's Waldo situation.
He's going to Burning Man. He's going to be doing it by himself this year.
Dude, have you seen the traffic for Burning Man?
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm
That
like,
is-
you're in a
that
desert.
cannot
Just,
be worth
just
it,
Go
dude.
around. It's
That's
just
what I mean.
all
But then you
road.
must get stuck or something. Like the sand isn't that good driving sand.
Yeah, people who live there are like, it's not good driving
You
sand.
stupid idiot.
Tourists, they don't know what good driving sand
They
looks
don't know
like
what.
if it kissed them on their butts.
They don't know what good deserty people really shift the sands perfectly to drive on.
We only have
Yeah,
dune buggies.
that festival could have an episode of itself for this program.
Yeah. Welcome
'Cause
to.
it is bizarre and it could not be worth that traffic. But I guess, I don't know. People are also willing to stand out and like poop themselves for like 12 hours to watch like a ball in New York City drop. So
Yeah. Dude, New York City diapies,
New York
Touched
City
story.
diapers.
NYCD, bro.
Yeah, just adult diapers on
Dude,
days
the-
like that, man. Just make money. That and the Macy's Day Parade, you could probably clean up.
Yeah, the New York diaper factory is so happy about the ball dropping every year.
Oh, so good. Because remember when it burned down?
I know, it smelled awful for years.
So bad.
The New York Diaper Factory.
Oh, no.
We should start the New York Diaper. I guess that is what New Year's
Pretty much.
is the New York Diaper Festival. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I know you want to hear more about the New York Diaper Festival, but I think it's time to get to the goddamn point.
Dick Clark's Rockin' Diaper Festival.
Today, I'm going to be performing for you Beethoven's Greatest Symphony, our intro song.
Hell yeah. Band, take a seat. Darcy's going to take this one today.
I'm going to slick my hair back.
And he's going to let old Dilly fly.
Scones, today we have a listener suggestion.
I love
Is that
those.
a good? Oh, I didn't know it was good or bad.
I love those. I love our listeners.
And this is a listener suggestion from my own blood.
Oh, no.
What does that mean? Why? Oh no.
I don't know. I pictured like you were spilling blood.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
So I spilled
you had
blood to
cut
get this.
your hand open.
No, I just go to a local bar, find somebody, and go, tell me a spooky story.
And then he breaks a glass and stabs it into his own hand.
Yeah.
Tell me. I'm crazy.
I'm crazy. Is this scary enough for you? Happy Halloween.
Tell
And
me
they're
a
like,
story.
like, this dude is a month early on the Halloween thing. He must be crazy. No, my eldest of brothers sent in a recommendation. Recommendation. Oh, Dee. So shout out to you, older brother of mine, whose name I will keep
Mr.
anonymous.
Older brother. Yeah, for his safety.
For his safety, he is a well-known. It's Rob DeSantis is my older brother.
Really? Wow. Rob DeSantis. What about Carlos Santana? You related to him?
Yeah, he actually is my uncle.
Wow.
And I'm also related to Santa Claus. So.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, but
that Thanksgiving must be crazy.
A lot of differing views.
A lot of paparazzi.
A lot of paparazzi.
You would not believe some of Santa Claus's political views.
Dude, honestly, last year my mom took the mask off. It was a paparazzi guy the whole time.
Hey, pepperoni paparazzi.
I said, paparazzi, you leave me alone.
He goes, oh, I'll get you next time. And then he runs away.
And I go, wait, tell me who you're thankful for. He's like, to take pictures of people against their will. Then he runs away. No, but he recommended and included in all that's interesting link. So double kudos.
Yeah.
Centralia, Pennsylvania, the town that's been on fire since 1962.
1962, now, it's been on fire.
I feel like we have mentioned this in the past or might have talked about it on a Patreon, but I Googled, couldn't find it. So here we go.
Is it like, did it happen on Christmas or something? Is it in one of those episodes?
No, but we did talk about like video game spooky stuff, and this relates to a video game. So that might be where it's from.
A video game. Let's get into a deep dive of it for the people.
A video game, sure. So in 1960, you had the PlayStation 5.
Wow.
They kept it under wraps for a long time.
Man, they had to release 4 other ones just to keep people's appetite wet. For
right.
When,
they're like, if we start
PS5
making it look bad, they're going to be so impressed when we come up with a new one every year.
All the rest were just distractions, just tossed aside prototypes.
Exactly. And then they're going to rise up and destroy humanity when the generative AI becomes machine learning capable and starts to destroy humans.
Finally.
On God.
Bussin'.
Go off, Queens. So this is by Katie Serena, checked by Adam Farley. When a fire erupted inside the coal mine in Centralia, PA, residents thought it would quickly burn out on its own. But the blaze is still going 6 decades later, which means somebody fucked up on the math. Somebody missed a 0 or something, because that is such a big difference.
That's a big fire.
It'll go out in a week. And then it's like 60 years later, and they're like, it's got to be coming soon.
We're due, baby. We're due. Now's the time to buy.
But the blaze is still going 6 decades later, and the state has given up on trying to fight it, which is a solid plan, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, fuck it, dude. Like, that fire's a tourist attraction now.
Sure is. Centralia, Pennsylvania once boasted 14 active coal mines and 2,500 residents in the early 20th century.
That's a high coal mine to resident ratio.
Yeah, the CTR, the CRR is pretty high in this locale, and I'd say. I mean, what's your coal mine to resident ratio? What's your CMRRR?
I don't think
you know of any
coal mines in my neck of the woods.
I got a bunch of canaries, but I don't got a coal mine to put them in.
Yeah, we're flooding with canaries over here.
We got bird cages all over the place. We can't.
I do not believe it. We introduced fat house cats, but they're just silly and end up,
but they start
flattened by pans and
exactly. They start snoozing, and a feather just flies over their head and then lowers to their face, and then flies over their head and then lowers to their face.
Yeah, or they run into a really unhappy bulldog that gives them what to
makes them stop in their tracks and run away. But they have to turn to like an accordion as they stop.
Of course. That's what's going on.
Do you guys understand what we're trying to say?
This is why we need coal mines. This is what we're trying to say.
All right, second sentence. But by the 1960s, its boomtown heyday had passed and most of its mines were abandoned.
Hell yeah, boomtown, baby.
Still, over 1,000 people called it home, and Centralia was far from dying until a coal mine fire began below. In 1962, coal miners started dancing so much that a fire started. That'd be sick.
When a fire starts to burn,
That started playing, and everyone was like, we can't stop.
You'll bring that attitude home.
In 1962, a fire started in a landfill and spread to the labyrinthine coal tunnels that miners dug thousands of feet below the surface. And despite repeated attempts to extinguish the flames, the fire caught a coal seam and still burns to this day.
This is what happened in the mines of Moria, dude.
Dude, and in the hearts and minds of American people everywhere.
The dwarves dug too deep, and then they hit the Balrog. And then
the Balrogs, cause you're in too deep.
Yep, and then they were.
That's what
and,
yeah.
and
They're like,
burned to death.
This is an apt song. Thanks.
So it sounds like it's a Balrog.
Sum 41.
Centralia.
Who's scarier, Sum 41 or a Balrog?
Ooh. I abstain.
I plead the fifth. Scones knows too much. We're going to get to the bottom of that. But in the 1980s, Pennsylvania ordered everyone out to raise the town's buildings, and the federal government even revoked its zip code, which I didn't know you could do.
Dude, get fucking got, Centralia.
Revoke, Centralia.
You have to really fuck up to lose your zip code, dude.
Imagine the fucking like chief on that shift who like you get fired instantly, right? Not only did you fuck up your mind, but they took your yeah.
Yeah, the zip code. People aren't getting their mail no more.
Dude, imagine the next interview for his next job, and they're like, "We see there's a couple year absence. What happened here?" And he's like, "Well,
found a Balrog."
You know the 05674? Yeah. It's no longer there. That's my fault.
No, and he's like,
exactly. Lights up a cigarette, blows up the factory.
He looks like Matthew McConaughey in True Detective, just ripping the beers open while being interviewed.
So, only 6 homes remain occupied by the town's final holdouts. But the fire that burns beneath the surface continues to spew poisonous smoke into the air through hundreds of fissures while the ground is in constant danger of collapsing.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, but they're like, the property's still good. We still got some Zillow listings up.
Still
we think we'll sell.
It's self-heated, dude.
Don't need electric. That shit's expensive. So, Centralia, the Pennsylvania fire starts in a landfill. In May of 1962, the town council of Centralia, Pennsylvania, met to discuss the new landfill. Earlier in the year, Centralia had built a 50-foot deep pit that covered an area about half the size of a football field to deal with the town's problem with illegal dumping, which is a crazy solution to illegal dumping.
Just make a pit?
Like, yo, let's make a huge fucking hole.
Just take the town and push it somewhere else.
And the entire council was like, I
do not have a better idea.
Yeah.
Let's go with it.
However, the landfill was getting full and needed clearing before the town's annual... They needed clearing before the town's annual Memorial Day celebration, which is such a small town thing to be like, the giant waste pit needs to be moved for the town fair.
We need to crown someone Miss Memorial.
At the meeting, council members proposed a seemingly obvious solution: burning the landfill.
Easy peasy, baby.
Dude, I could be on town council today. I'm convinced. If this is the kind of thinking we have on town councils, I'm in.
I like
I'd be the
it.
best one.
It's just wielding your power with absolute reckless abandon.
It's smart, practical.
Just lighting shit on fire in your own town.
Yeah. So, at first, it seemed to work. The fire department lined the pit with an incombustible material to contain the fire, which they lit on the night of May 27th, 1962. After the landfill's contents were ash, they doused the remaining embers with water. However, 2 days later, residents again saw flames. Then again a week later on June 4th. Centralia firefighters were baffled as to where the recurring fire was coming from. They used bulldozers and rakes to stir up the remains of the burned garbage and locate the concealed flames. Finally, they discovered the cause. The fire spreads through miles of coal mines.
Oh.
At the bottom of Centralia's trash pit, next to the north wall, was a hole 15 feet wide and several feet deep. Waste had concealed the gap. As a result, it had not been filled with fire-retardant material. And the hole provided a direct pathway to the labyrinth of old coal mines over which Centralia was built. Which is sick.
It's like fucking season 2 of Stranger Things, dude. Just
yeah, exactly. The pumpkin patch. Yeah. So they didn't check
just a literal hell under this town.
Yeah, they literally lit their entire town on fire. But they don't have any more of that landfill problem, so
I don't so I'm obviously some kind of dummy, of course.
yeah. Big idiot. We always say
a
that.
big idiot.
Everyone
but-
says that when you're not around.
Of course. And well, they should. They should start saying it to me while I'm there.
Well, that would be.
Maybe I'll wise up. But
Ooh.
there's really no way after 60 years, or maybe it's just not cost effective to like seal up any entrance to this. I know there's like probably openings that you can't account for, but like it must take an immense amount of oxygen to keep miles and miles of tunnels on fire for 60 years, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
So
So shove it,
sounds
lip
like
rolls.
I'm running for town mayor or whatever.
So Scones has figured it out. The dome. Stick it on top of Centralia
See,
PA.
there we are.
And bang, bang. All done.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. Stephen King, get on it. Lazy.
Yeah, what has that guy ever done? He doesn't work fast enough.
Soon, residents began complaining of foul odors entering their homes and businesses, and they noticed wisps of smoke coming out of the ground around the landfill. The town council brought in a mine inspector to check the smoke, who determined that the levels of carbon monoxide in them were indeed indicative of a mine fire. They sent a letter to the Lehigh Valley Coal
canaries.
Company. Oh, rest in peace. They sent a letter to the Lehigh Valley Coal Company, LVCC, stating that a, quote, fire of unknown origin was burning under their town. Which I would not be able to sleep if I knew my entire town was, like, on top of a fire.
Where's
I'd be
the
so
fire?
worried.
We don't know.
The council, the LVCC, and the Susquehanna Coal Company, which owned the coal mine in which the fire was now burning, met to discuss ending the fire as quickly and cost-effectively as possible. But before they reached a decision, sensors detected lethal levels of carbon monoxide seeping from the mine, and all Centralia mines were immediately shut down. So,
yeah. Once those canaries go, dude.
Yeah, dude. A lot of tootin' canaries down there making all that toot gas.
Toot.
I should go there with like a whiteboard and like a pointer.
Yeah,
Just be like, canaries,
glasses
make
and
toots.
like, you're dressed like one of like the NASA scientists from like
Yeah.
the 60s, like the white shirt and the glasses.
Exactly.
Bunch of
Canaries
equations
eat,
related.
they toot. Solve for x. X plus canary equals toot.
There's a bunch of people just staring at you in the tiny town hall.
So trying and failing to put out the Centralia PA fire. The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania tried to stop the spreading of the Centralia fire several times, but all attempts were unsuccessful. The first project involved excavating beneath Centralia. Pennsylvania authorities planned to dig out the trenches to expose the flames so they could extinguish them. However, the plan's architects underestimated the amount of earth that would have to be excavated by more than half and eventually ran out of funding.
Wow, those architects suck, dude.
Yeah, they really lowballed it. The second plan involved flushing out the fire by using a mixture of crushed rock and water.
Flushing out the fire is hilarious. Like you scare it.
Yeah,
it's gonna run out the other side.
All right, we're gonna put on sheets and cut holes in the eyes.
Be real scary to that fire.
Make
It'll
spooky noises.
Look like water. Look like water.
The second plan involved flushing out the fire using a mixture of crushed rock and water, but uncommonly low temperatures at the time caused the water lines to freeze, as well as the stone grinding machine.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What caused the water to freeze?
Low temperatures.
Oh.
Scones, I got bad news for you.
So why the fuck did they do it in the winter or whenever this was? What?
No, I don't know, dude. Maybe Centralia spirits were at play, and it was like 91 degrees summer, and as soon as they pour the water, it drops to like 40 below, 32 below.
I think
Whatever
someone like in Big Fire or something was on this town board. Like someone
You
who
mean
would want
Satan
this
himself?
fire. Yeah,
The devil?
like some like secret
Big
arsonist
fire.
was like sabotaging this. Because that seems
The
so
Balrog, dude.
obvious. Like, I don't know.
They should have hired Gandalf, bro.
Yeah, easy solution.
Easy peasy. But they're like, no, let's just dig a fucking hole. So the company also worried that the amount of mixture they possessed could not completely fill the warren of mines, so they elected to fill them only halfway, leaving ample room for the flames to move. Eventually, their project also ran out of funding after going almost $20,000 over budget. By then, the fire had spread by 700 feet. But that didn't stop people from going about their daily lives, living above the hot, smoking ground. The town population was still about 1,000 by the 1980s, and residents enjoyed growing tomatoes in the midwinter and not having to shovel their sidewalks when it snowed. That is kind of a cool perk.
Yeah, but something awful is going to happen. This does not sound sustainable. Or it's the most sustainable.
This is kind of a good allegory for climate.
Yes.
Like the current climate situation.
Good. Yes, it is.
Is that like, hey, everything's burning under us, but look, we don't have to shovel.
Look at this nice weather. Until it's not.
Until
it's carbon monoxide.
My great-grandkids. So in 2006, Lamar Mervine, the then 90-year-old mayor of Centralia, said people learned to live with it. This is a crazy quote. Okay. He says, we'd had other fires before, and they always burned out. This one didn't.
He's not, I mean, it's not incorrect.
He
technically is saying all truthful things.
That's hilarious. Okay, why some residents haven't fought to stay in this Pennsylvania ghost town. 20 years after the fire started, however, Centralia, Pennsylvania began to feel the effects of its eternal flame underground.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet. Residents started passing out in their homes from carbon monoxide poisoning. The trees began to die, and the ground turned to ash. Roads and sidewalks began to buckle. The real turning point came on Valentine's Day in 1981, when a sinkhole opened up underneath 12-year-old Todd Domboski's feet. The ground was searing, and the sinkhole was 150 feet deep. He only survived because he was able to grab a hold of an exposed tree root before his cousin arrived to pull him out.
Yeah, I'd probably move him to town too if my son was like getting swallowed into hell.
Yeah, if literally hell opened up and tried to take you, I'd be like, shit, we got to go to church right now.
Everyone
for
in the
that
car.
kid,
we're stopping at each denomination just to be safe, all right?
Just to be safe. We're covering our tracks. Like, could you? That's literally like some Evil Dead shit. Like,
yeah, that's actually Stranger Things.
So insane. By 1983, Pennsylvania had spent more than $7 million trying to put out the fire with no success. A child had almost died, and it was time to abandon the town. That year, the federal government appropriated $42 million to purchase Centralia, demolish the buildings, and relocate the residents. But not everybody wanted to leave. I love passing out, said one. No, that'd be hilarious. And for the next 10 years, legal battles and personal arguments between neighbors became the norm. The local newspaper even published a weekly list of who was leaving. Finally, Pennsylvania invoked eminent domain in 1993, by which point only 63 residents remained. Officially, they became squatters in houses they had owned for decades. Even so, they didn't put an end to the town. It still had a council and a mayor, and it paid its bills. And over the next 2 decades, residents fought hard to stay legally. In 2013, the remaining residents, then fewer than 10, won a settlement against the state. Each was awarded $350,000 and ownership of their properties until they die.
Well, that might cover the medical bills of
At which point, yeah, also like until they die, I wonder if the government's like, oh, well, maybe there'll be an accident there. Like
just filibuster this thing until these people are swallowed into the earth.
Pennsylvania will seize the land and finally demolish what structures remain. Mervine recalled choosing to stay with his wife even when offered a bailout. I remember when the state came and said they wanted our house, he said. She took one look at that man and said, they're not getting it.
Simp.
This is the only home I've ever owned, and I want to keep it, he said. He died in 2010 at the age of 93, still illegally squatting in his childhood home. It was the last remaining building on that was once a 3-block long stretch of row houses. Fewer than 5 people still live in Centralia, PA. Experts estimate that there is enough coal underneath Centralia to fuel the fire for another 250 years.
Those 5 people are like probably witches now or some kind of like...
Yeah, right?
Occultists, I would imagine.
There's some like Constantine type demons. Half demon, half man, half demi, half boy. So this is where we get into the video game reference.
Whoa.
It's Viva Pinata. Unexpected.
Wow. Is this Pikmin picking them out of the ground?
For the story and infrastructure of the town has provided its own kind of fuel for creative endeavors. The real Silent Hill town that inspired the 2006 horror film is this abandoned Pennsylvania town.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so this town inspired Silent Hill, not just the fucking movie, but the game itself. Because if Yeah.
Hideo Kojima was like,
Yeah. He was like, shit,
shit, I love Pennsylvania. You kidding me?
lovely in the fall.
Coal, you say?
You guys got canaries tooting. Though there is no real Silent Hill town, the movie used the setting and what happened to Centralia as part of its plot. And the abandoned Route 61 that leads into town center was also given a new life for many years. Artists transformed this 3/4-mile stretch into a local roadside attraction known as the Graffiti Highway. Even as there's a bunch of graffiti on it. Can you believe that?
I'm trying to wrap my head around it, but I've learned a lot today.
Even as the pavement cracked and smoked, people came from around the country to leave their mark. By the
you
time
say the pavement's smoking crack? This town's out of control, dude.
They need to crack down on crack pavement. By the time a private mining company purchased the land and filled the road with dirt in 2020, nearly the entire surface was covered by spray paint. Today, Centralia, Pennsylvania is better known as a tourist attraction for people looking to glimpse one of the plumes of noxious smoke rising from beneath the earth.
What I wouldn't give to see a plume.
Oh, plume me up, Scotty.
You know us. We're plume heads here.
Yeah, we're big plume heads. We go to the Plume Fest every year.
Dude, I got my tickets.
Scones won second place in the annual largest plume growing competition.
Yep, almost got Mr. Plume. We'll get him next year.
So stupid. The surrounding forest had crept in where once thriving Main Street was lined with long demolished stores. People have called it a ghost town, but I like to look at it as a town that it's now full of trees instead of people. Resident John Cornarch.
I thought the trees were dying because of the 250-year fire under it.
Probably. Resident John Kornarninski said in 2008, and the truth is, I'd rather have trees than people. And that is the story of Centralia, PA.
That guy sounds like he has a 20% chance of becoming mayor.
Dude, honestly, the picture of the current mayor, or I don't know if he's still the mayor. I assume he's still the mayor, but the 93-year-old mayor, Lamar Mervine, there's a picture of him, and he's like standing on a hill with like fucking a plume of smoke behind him, and it's like one of the most badass things I've ever seen in my life.
He's like, this is my plume. I'm a plume head too.
Plume heads only. We only like you if you're pluming. We got plume and onion.
There's something there, but I don't think we have time to find it.
Maybe next week. I'll come back with it. So thanks everybody for checking out this episode of Monday Morning Macabre.
Oh, thanks for the suggestion, big brother.
Thanks, big bro. Let's play touch football next Thanksgiving.
Yeah, can you beat this boss? It's too hard for me.
If you liked what you heard, tell a friend. Visit MondayMorningMacabre.com for Patreon information and merch. We've got like a whole extra season of content on Patreon. Shout out to everybody who is a Patreon subscriber. We appreciate it. Check out MM Pod on Twitter and Monday Morning Macabre on Instagram to get all the latest news and updates from the Macabre universe. We're
the real MCU.
Yeah, the real expanded lore of Monday Morning Macabre. And besides that, guys, have a beautiful Monday.
Make it beautiful.
I love you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.